Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Math Addict 59. So I'm going to go ahead and give as much of an explanation as I can to this particular equation. So you might recall that from other lessons we've had that a natural log of a situation is also known as a logarithm base e of that same situation or expression. Make sure you also recall that in a logarithm, it's also a situation in which the power and the result of the power are reversed. So like you might recall, you had something like maybe you might recall a base e expression like e to the third. You probably got some number in a calculator. According to the calculator, it's about 20, but this is just approximate. Now, if you go and take the logarithm of that 20, what you're really saying is what power of e is that 20? And once again, this is very approximate, but you might recall that idea, and that's what's behind everything involving logarithms. So not an easy concept. It's not explainable very well algebraically. You have to really look at it more from a function and an inverse function, a transcendental point of view. I have a hard time even explaining transcendental. So let me go ahead and just make sure you realize on a problem like this, you could rewrite it as log base e of 4x minus 7 equals 1. What you have to realize is this expression can be rewritten as an exponential. So any log expression where you have a base, a power, and an argument needs to be translated to an exponential before you move forward. So applying that rule to this particular problem, since the base is e, since the logarithmic argument is 4x minus 7, and this is an entire expression. This is basically a slope-intercept expression. You can't separate it. You can't combine it. You can't do anything else with it. And p is going to be 1. So that means that you're going to rewrite this log equation as e is b, 1 is p, and the argument is 4x minus 7. Now, a lot of folks are not terribly happy with e to the 1. They don't like having vowels in their math. They're already having enough trouble with x. You can also keep in mind that e is this other expression. And if you put in a big, huge number for n, because n's close to infinity, I don't know, to the 10K, something like that, 10,000. The calculator will flat out tell me that if I go 1 over 10,000 raised to the 10,000, like that, I just need to bust out my calculator while you're thinking about it, while you're trying to write things down. I know I'm kind of throwing in a lot of concepts and it's probably confusing you, but I'll try my best. I just know my calculator says it's 1.0001 to the 1,000th or 10,000th. That's actually 2.718. And then there's a bunch of numbers after the 2.718. But like I said, you don't really have to worry about what the value is, but if it makes you feel more at ease solving the problem, that's fine. We'll do it for this problem. But just know that you can also express it in terms of e. Now, you do have to do some algebraic equations after that. So my stuff was going in this direction. Yeah, I know it's kind of interesting. I wouldn't, you'll probably, after you get your concepts, add 7 to both sides. That's 9.718. Because you do have to add 7 to both sides. Then you have to, and then you need to be careful. And if I were you, I would just bust out a calculator because everything's written in 3 decimal places. So that's also why I like the idea of keep it just E, but this might work out better. Then I have to go and I have to divide both sides by 4 or take 1/4 of both sides. So I'm going to go and divide by 4, and I end up getting x equals 2.429. Now that's an approximate value. Like I said, you might be happy with the approximate value, you might not be. Now you could have also, I'm going to go ahead and clear everything. I'll give you about 20 seconds to write this down because I know, yeah, I could answer too fast and everything. But you could also have done, write it as log of E. Make sure you note that it's 4x minus 7 equals e to the 1, or just E. And then you could just write it in terms of E, which would be 7 plus E, and x equals 7 plus E over 4. So that's also an acceptable way to write your answer. Now, if you want to check it, you can always go back, plug it in, and you'll get the same answer. Actually, you're more likely to get back to 1 this way, because if you went back to 1 this way, you would have to plug the expression back in for x. 4s would cancel, 7s would cancel, and I'd have natural log E as 1, which might be a lot more nicer than log of 2.429 divided by, you know, all that other stuff. So hopefully this helps a little bit, and I'll have some other videos up. There's also a harder example. I'm going to upload another video for that. Have a good one.